Hi, I'm Martin Wells. I'm the business manager at Schneider responsible for vinyl, and I'm going to talk to you today about luxury vinyl tile, also referred to as LVT or LVP. I've got two samples in my hand, and I'd like to point out the differences between the two. The sample on the right is a 2mm overall thickness product with a 0.15 wear layer and only a vinyl wear layer. The product on the left is a 2mm product with a 0.30 wear layer, but it has a urethane coating. And these two products will be priced up to a 30% difference in cost, although most consumers couldn't tell them apart. Okay, so the benefits of LVT are that we're giving you the appealing visuals and textures of natural products like stone, ceramic, and wood, with the cost, performance, and maintenance benefits of vinyl. It has excellent stain resistance, it's modular, it's easy to install, it handles rolling weight resistance very, very well, has less installation waste, and repairs are very easy to do. The body of the product can be a 1- or 2-piece body, and the reason for a 2-piece body is in the event that you're going into a click product. If I was to show you this product and your installer was trying to work with this as a click, because it's so soft and pliable, it would be very hard to click the product together. So what we do is we put a fiberglass webbing in the core, which makes the product more rigid and easier to work with. There are 5 main components to LVT, and the 5 components will determine both the quality of the product as well as the price of the product. We start off with the overall thickness. The product can vary anywhere from a 2mm to a 6mm. Then the wear layer thickness will vary anywhere from a 0.12 all the way up to a 1mm. The actual wear layer, the component, can be a vinyl wear layer, it can be a urethane wear layer, or it can be an enhanced wear layer. And then the edge treatments, you can either get a square edge product, you can get a beveled edge product, or you can get a rounded edge. And rounded edge is typically used with groutable tiles. And that is so that when you round the pattern and the wear layer over the surface and around the edges, the grout line fills the area in and the tile can't be delaminated or the edges clipped off. On installation methods, there's really 4 that are used commonly today, which are glued, clicked, floating, and loose lay with a glue strip. And I'll go into those products. The first product is a dry back product, and this product has to be glued down. You glue it down with one of 2 adhesives. There's pressure sensitive adhesive, and there's what they call a wet lay acrylic adhesive, which is an adhesive that's used both for commercial as well as for problem areas. The next product that we will talk about is a loose lay with a glue strip, and this is Armstrong's Luxe. It comes with a Lynx technology, which is a tape that you remove, and then you simply press one piece into the other and then roll your seams. So what that does, it provides you with a 1-piece floor which is floating and it's not attached to the substrate. And that way your substrate can have expansion and contraction and deflection, and it puts no pressure whatsoever on the joints. This particular product provides a locking tensile strength of upwards to 30 pounds, which is very, very tough, and there'll be no problems with it coming apart. Another installation method is our press lock product, and this product is a straight down locking mechanism. So again, the floor is attached in one piece, but it's free to float, so that if your subfloor has movement underneath it or there's deflection, there's no pressure on the joints. This product also comes in a new tile format, which is available in 4 colors, and it's in a 12x24 size. Another product in this category is not one which we carry, but is in the marketplace, and this particular product has a composite backing, so it's 100% waterproof, but that's very similar to what our press lock products are. These are 100% waterproof as well. This is our soft lock product, and it's a click product. It comes in multiple colors. It's a 4mm thickness. It has a 0.30 wear layer with urethane and aluminum oxide, so it offers you both stain resistance and scuff resistance. Let me just point out to you though, click products are very good. However, the locking mechanism tends to be smaller than what you'll find on laminate. And consequently, if you were to go to a house and you discovered that the subfloor had a lot of movement in it, either deflection up and down or high and low floor joists, it may not be the best product for that application. And the reason being is that it is a rather small locking mechanism, and it doesn't take much of an angle for the locking mechanism to come unlocked. And like I say, it's a perfect product for solid substrates, but in the case which I described earlier, you may want to then, if that was a circumstance, you'd want to move back to a product like Armstrong Luxe, which is adhered together and floating as well. Next product I want to talk to you about is just simply a loose lay product. They're called drop and lock, free fit. There's a bunch of them out there, and they're very good if you have an installation where you need access to floor panels. These are the best type of products to use because you only glue them on the perimeter, so the center of the floor is free to float. If you need access to the panels, you simply go in and pull the boards up, do the work you have to do, put the boards back down. They come in multiple widths, colors, sizes, tile formats, and plank visuals, and they're a very, very good product. The last product, which is very good for condominiums, this is our Vinyl Comfort, which is from Wickender's, and the beauty with this is that the product comes with a cork backing, it has an HDF core, it has cork on top of that, and then the vinyl LVT surface is applied. So you've got the softness, the quietness of a cork product, and you've got the cleanability and the visuals of vinyl. Okay, earlier in the presentation I showed you these three products, and the reason was I wanted to explain the application that they go in. There really is a big difference between commercial, light commercial, and residential, and you need to sell the right product for the right application. Under heavy commercial situations, and these are educational, retail stores, hospitality, offices, corridors, somewhere where there's heavy traffic, you really need a 0.50 to a 1 millimeter wear layer. If you're looking at a light commercial job, which might be areas like beauty salons, daycares, dining areas, doctors and dentist offices, activity rooms, etc., you can get away with something like a 0.30 wear layer. Just be careful not to sell the wrong product into the wrong application. There definitely is a big difference between light commercial and heavy commercial. One way to tell the difference, generally speaking, is that if they only offer a 5 to 7 year commercial warranty, that's usually designated as light commercial. And any heavy commercial products normally have a 10-year plus warranty, so that's one way to distinguish the two products. And then any product that has a 0.12 all the way to a 0.30 wear layer is really for residential applications. Why would you use LVT versus laminate? The bottom line is because it's quieter. People like the visuals and durability of laminate, however, they don't necessarily like the noise associated with it. And with LVT, you don't have that noise. It's also water resistant. It resists rolling weight damage very well. It won't support mold growth. It's less susceptible to humidity, and it contours to the subfloor very, very nicely. So why would you use LVT versus sheet vinyl? It's very simple. It comes down to easier installation. It facilitates patterning, there's less waste, plank bevels tend to look much more realistic, and repairs are very, very easy to do when you're working with an LVT product. And then why would you use LVT versus VCT? Well, it really comes down to a maintenance story. It costs a lot less to maintain LVT than it does VCT. End users have been using VCT for a long time, but their one complaint is that it has a high maintenance cost and also has a higher resistance to abrasive wear and impact cracking, so that if your foundation, your subfloor was to crack in any way, this product would not crack with it. Whereas with VCT, that would happen. So the bottom line is it's a maintenance story with LVT versus VCT. And why would you use LVT versus real wood? It really comes down to budget. It's less expensive than real hardwood. This raises the question that if you were to sell a consumer a hardwood floor, but when you get to their home to do your estimate, you realize that this is a very, very active household, and you realize quite quickly that hardwood may not live up to the rigors of that particular household. You may want to mention to the consumer at that point that LVT or laminate might be a better product for that stage of their life, and then as the family grows up and the house is less busy, then they may want to put in a hardwood floor. Other benefits are that it's quieter, it's water resistant, it installs on all grades, it's less susceptible to humidity, it offers good durability, and it has great design flexibility. In regards to installation, LVT can be installed in all grades, so that's below, on grade, or above grade. The only thing that we ask is that you acclimatize it to the room temperature. You don't have to leave it in the home for 2 days as you do with some wood and laminates, but it has to be brought up to temperature before your installer starts to work with it. The other thing that we do suggest is that if you're installing a loose lay or a click LVT, be careful in the area where you have a patio door and direct sunlight coming through, because we have seen instances where heat of the sun coming through the door can cause rippling in the floor. In those applications, you may want to just glue the floor in the areas where the sun hits the floor, and then leave the remainder of the floor floating. And as I said earlier, we really have two types of adhesives to glue the floors. You have a pressure sensitive adhesive, which is suitable for 95% of the installation. Your installer simply spreads the adhesive, allows the fluid to flash off, and then he drops the planks into the adhesive. The other method is a wet lay acrylic method, and in this instance what your installers do is spread the adhesive, they allow some of the water to flash off, and then they put the planks into the product when it is in a wet stage so that the whole product becomes one piece. And this method is used in areas where you have commercial application or in areas where you have extreme conditions, either subfloor conditions vary or you have hot and cold, water slush being tracked in from the outdoors. You may want to use a wet lay acrylic under those circumstances. So that is how you install LVT. For more information on LVT or our Armstrong Alterna, please refer to the vinyl section within Cheniere TV. I'm Martin Wells, and thank you for watching another episode of Cheniere TV.